that I am a member of this awakening group led by Ramesh Raj garu. I also, just like Swamiji, want to share 5 good points which are very apt for each and every member of the awakening group. The first point is, in the book Iliad, written 3000 years before by Homer, is the favorite book of Aristotle, and he used to teach that to Alexander. The gist of the book is, he says, content is king. It is in fact the slogan of all engineering colleges, polytechnics, pharmacy, MBA colleges in India. The slogan of this is the same, that is Yogaha Karmasu Kausalam. Whatever field you have chosen, if you are very good in that, then you are a yogi. Yogaha Karmasu Kausalam. So, content is king. In Kannada we say, Doddidre Doddappa. If you have content, you are the king, whatever the field you choose. What I want to say is, every member of this awakening group is like a king or queen in his or her own field. So it is very difficult to address you all. The first point says, content is king, yogaha karmasu kausalam, and let me quote one point for this from Bhagavad Gita. Because everyone is a king, Sri Krishna says in Gita, Swami Vivekananda also says the same thing. As an individual, you can change the world. So Krishna also says the same thing. Maybe you are one individual in the population of 730 crore human beings of the 224 countries of the world. But even though you are one person, and but one your thought or your word can bring a good change in the whole world. So Sri Krishna says, you are like a role model, and spread the goodness or your content, whatever you know, whatever good thing you know, you spread it. Don't keep it to yourself. Whether the other person is listening or not, you spread it. So Sri Krishna says, Yadyada charati sreshtaha tattadevetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokasta anuvartate yat acharati sreshtaha. Sreshtaha means every member of awakening group is a sreshtaha. He is a uttam purusha. He is a noble person. He is a role model. He is a good person. Yat acharati sreshtaha. Whatever you do or you tell, tat eva itara janaha. Other people also will follow your words. Maybe all people may not follow, but out of 100, at least one person may change. He also may not change. He may listen and he may spread that beautiful message to others. So another person may be affected by it or benefited by that. Like that, your good word ultimately has a great impact on the whole world. So yat acharati sreshtaha tattatyeva yatara janaha saha means that person pramanam kurute. He will become something like a benchmark or role model. Lokasta anuvartate. And within a short period of time, you will see that there is a great change in this world. Maybe people may not attribute that greatness or that change, they may not attribute the greatness to you. But you are the source for spreading the goodness in this world. So, because we are all in good positions today, God was lavish in making us. He has given us every opportunity. Today, if you are a member of Awakening Group, means we were all truly blessed. We were all molded when God was in his best of his moods. So using this knowledge, let us spread goodness to the world. That is my first point. If you can clap, I will go to the second point. Thank you very much. My second point is clarity of expression is genius. You are how you express. కవిత్వం అన్నది ఏం చెప్పావన్నది కాదు, ఎలా చెప్పావన్నది. How you express is very important. The same sentence can be told in different meanings. One style of expression can influence the other person. The same sentence in another style may demotivate the other person. So, you are how you express. Clarity of expression is genius. Now, recently there was a posting in Awakening group also that most of the people have one complaint that in their life they never do what they want some good things. They do not do it, thinking that log kya sochenge, what others will think. But we always think what others think. So because of that concept, even for doing good things, we pull ourselves. We should try to come out of that. We should always express our ideas boldly. Mahakavi Sri Sri said, in between I am using one or two sentences of Telugu or Hindi or other languages, I may be excused. ఏ పుట్టలో ఏ పొలం ఉన్నదో కాదు, ఏ పొట్టలో ఏ పోయం ఉన్నదో, ఎవరిలో ఏ మహాకవి దాక్కున్నాడో, రమ్మున్న నీ రొమ్ములోంచి వచ్చే ప్రతి భావం ముందుగా వెన్నులోకి, ఆపై పెన్నులోకి, ఆపై మైకులోకి పానీ మిత్రమా, ప్రపంచమంతా నీ కోసం ఎదురు చూస్తోంది. That means whatever you have, you see that it enters your spine first. You are like the spine of the society. So that means you should believe that. Then you put it on paper. Then you express it boldly. Don't give too much of thought that what others will think, whether all these things you put aside and express your ideas boldly. If I could become a member of Ministry of Environment and Forest, for which the chairman is of a committee SCAC, the chairman also is a member of this Awakening group, Professor V.S.R.K. Prasad Garu, director of IIT. So, I feel that I did my master's in environmental engineering from NIT Surat. I was asked, my role, there is a lot of influence of my mother on me. She always used to ask me, what do you say? What is your answer? If I tell the answer, suppose she asked me when I joined MTech Environment, she asked me, what is environment? Why you chose it? I said I have a lot of interest in that. She asked me, what is environment? I said it is in Sanskrit Paryavaranam. Pari plus avaranam, Paryavaranam. It is Yan Adesha Sandhi. Panini developed 14 grammar principles. The first one is Yan Adesha Sandhi. Yan Adesha Sandhi. He felt that Yan sound has come from Shiva's Dhamaruka. So he named it Panini as Yan Adesha Sandhi. So Pari means surrounding. In English, perimeter has come from Pari. Pari means surrounding. So perimeter means surrounding area or surrounding line. So Paryavaranam means the surrounding place. Pari plus Avaranam. Avaranam means place. So surrounding place is Paryavaranam. She said that is very, very good. But I want, what is environment? The meaning of that question is what is environment means. I don't want the answer of Panini or Kalidas or Valmiki or Sage Vyasa. I want your answer. What is your answer to that question? She used to ask me like that. So to impress her, and I used to create answers. So whenever I gave an answer and my mother appreciated it, I used to say I have conquered all the 224 countries of the world. The appreciation of mother is always like that. So she asked me, what is Paryavaranam? Then I said, Paryavaranam ante dirito kaadu. కొండల బండల గుండెల మాటన సంచరించు కుక్కలు నక్కలు పిల్లులు బల్లులు తేళ్లు తాబేలు కుందేలు కీచురాళ్ళు పావురాలు. Let me tell in Sanskrit so that more can understand. It is the mother of all languages. It is like grandmother of all languages. So let me tell in Sanskrit. Though Sanskrit is not my mother tongue, let me tell. One ton, one sancharita. One means forest. Forests are found even in seas. They are called coral reefs. Even water bodies, water also they are called bodies, water bodies. Sea is the largest water body. So one ton, मन संचरित उष्ट्र अजधेनु भुजंग तुरंग वृक जंबूक पश्य मकर मर्कट किटि कर्कट कर कुक्कुट चटक चातक कपोत सारस कृत मत्कुट मयूर मधुप सुख बक सिंह शार्दूल वृषभ भल्लूक भैरव गार्दभवार्जाल दानव मानव देवकादि जन्तुकति संचरित प्रांतः इयमेव पर्यावरणम् भोगिगणासुत भोगलालसत नित्यकृत्यनादुश्चरित मदमातंग मकर भीकर भयानक भीभत्सरंग स्थलम इयमेव पर्यावरणम. That is how I have defined पर्यावरण. If a student writes the same answer in the examination, he will fail. But I could express my view. Whatever I have made the definition of environment, I have my own understanding and I have expressed it bravely. That is the reason, maybe one of the main reasons why I could become a member of this Ministry of Environment Forest, and later Ramesh Raju also has put me as the member of this. So only because I could express my views very clearly. So that is my second point. Clarity of expression is genius. You are how you express. Talia, we are family members. I don't hesitate asking you. Thank you very much. I am a very ordinary person, but I'm very lucky that I have got this opportunity. I am sure, given a chance, every one of you, Divakar sir, Simha sir, and Nair sir, everybody is a very good speaker in this. You all will rise to the occasion, but very lucky that I have got this chance. And my third point is, we all have a lot of experience. We have seen the world. We know many things. And if we do not share that knowledge and beautiful experiences to the society or at large, to the world, then all this will be a waste. We have seen one message in our group also, don't die empty. That is, die empty. It is a beautiful book. So whatever knowledge you have, whatever skills you have, whatever experience you have, you should spread it. Plato said, the student of Socrates, education is transfer of civilization. Whatever we know, good things, we should transfer them. So, whether the other person is listening or not, we should transfer. See, in my class there will be 60 students. 58 students may not listen at all. That is a different thing. But it hardly matters. It is our responsibility to share and tell good things. It is up to them. And the third point what I want to say is, when Rama was a few months old, teacher Vasishtha came and said, he told Dasarath, are you telling beautiful things to Rama? Dasarath said, no, he is just months old. Then Vasishtha told a beautiful point that is there in today's modern psychology. He says, whatever one listens will be imprinted on the forehead of his unborn children. That means, Rama, you are telling good things. Rama is listening. He may not understand, but he is listening. So that will be imprinted in his mind. And that will be transferred and written on the forehead of the unborn children of Ram. So, with this concept, Dasarath, whether he believed or do not know, we do not know, but whatever the teacher said, he followed their words and started telling beautiful things to Rama. And 7,000, 8,000 years after the death of Rama also, if every house, every heart, we have constructed his temples. Every village we have his temples. The credit goes to one person, and that is Dasarath, who taught beautiful things to Ram, even though he was months old. Today psychology also says that, I have no time to give more elaborate this point, but whether the other person listens or not, when they are little children, tell them good things. Definitely they will have an everlasting impression on him, and a good habit, a habit today, a legacy tomorrow. It will have a good impact on his unborn children also. So this is my third point. Whether the other person is listening or not, that is not our, we need not have to bother much about it. If it is a good point, just tell them. Just tell them. It is our duty, it is our responsibility. So this is my third point. Thank you for your claps. The fourth point, I am concluding in last 2 points. Maybe 2-3 minutes here and there. You all are large-hearted, you will forgive me. The fourth point is from Raghuvamsam. It tells very beautifully how one should lead life. They have taken about 10 great kings of the Ikshvaku dynasty or Raghu dynasty, in which Rama was one of the kings. Aja was there, Dilip was there, Raghu was there. So the great common qualities of these great kings was described by Mahakavi Kalidas in Raghuvamsam. So all these kings, they had one quality. The quality is, he says, how they were leading life. That is, Saisave Abhyasta Vidyanam, Yavvane Vishayaishinam, Vardhake Munivrittinam, Yoginam Te Dhanutyajam. That means, these kings, maybe they were kings, even though he is a king, whenever he is listening or whenever he is learning something, they behave like a shisu. See, you see a young boy, child, he will be playing one foolish game with some mud, clay, molds he is making, or he will play some funny game, meaningless game. But he is deeply involved in that. Whatever he is doing, he is deeply involved in that, even though he is a king. So, a fourth class boy is telling a king something. During that time, his duty is to listen to him. So he is deeply involved in listening to him. So, even though they are big persons, whatever work they are doing in that particular time, they behave like a sisu. Yaisave abhyasta vidyanam. The second point, yavvane vishayaishinam. During the prime youth, we may think that there is a lot of happiness in having a close chat with a young person of the opposite sex or something like that. Maybe there is beauty and happiness in that. But these kings, they derive happiness in the same amount of happiness in everything that they do. For example, when they see a tree full of flowers or rustling, then they enjoy that. That enjoyment is equal to the enjoyment which they derive with their loved ones. They are listening music. They enjoy the same enjoyment they derive. They are talking to their friend for about 1 hour. That 1 hour time also they enjoy. So whatever they do, they get involved in that and they derive a lot of happiness in whatever they are doing. The same amount of happiness which a youngster may think of his best happiness. So like that, every moment of life, we should be happy, we should enjoy that moment. The same way a youngster enjoys happiness in his imaginations or dreams. So, Saisave Abhyasta Vidyanam, Yavvane Vishayaishinam, Vardhake Munivrittinam. Muni means they are very calm, quiet and composed. They never exhibited anger. They never lose temper. These qualities are there within every person, but they never exhibit them. So they have that control over them. So, Vardhake Munivrittinam. It does not mean that when you become old, you behave like a Muni. Not like that. Even in their prime youth also, every moment of life, they behave, there 4 roles they play. One is the role of a Shisu in learning. Same minute, simultaneously, they play the role of a Yavan in enjoying whatever they are doing. The third one is they are very calm and composed like a Muni every minute. And the fourth point is Vardhake Munivrittinam Yoginam Te Dhanutyajam. If you see a yogi, his focus is on something. During that time when his focus is on God or an ultimate goal is there, during that time they are not bothered about what the temperature is, whether they are in a forest or in an AC room, whether it is very hot or very cold, whether there are cruel animals moving in and around or there are only sages with him. Whatever the situation may be, circumstances are more powerful than man. But irrespective of the circumstances, Prabhata Pratikosya Rama Karuno Rasaha. Whatever the situation may be, when somebody approached Rama, always used to spread Karuna Rasa. He used to talk with very nice manner. Like that, irrespective of the situation and circumstances, they are very calm, quiet and composed. So these four qualities one should exhibit every moment of life. And for this, anybody can do, we also can do it. So this is my fifth point, that Saisave Abhyasta Vidyanam Yavane Visheshinam Vardhake Munivrittinam Yoginam Te Tantrijam. Let us try to exhibit. Let us try to exhibit all these four qualities every minute of our life. Thank you for the clapping. If you clap, I will go to the last point. Ramesh Raju sir?
Thank you.
Your permission.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I will conclude with the last point.
Okay, sir.
And that is, now you may ask a question. You may put a question to me, that whatever you are saying, that every minute we can be happy, or whether the other person is listening or not, telling them good things, you are telling, but are they practically possible? The same question was put to Sri Krishna by Arjuna during Bhagavad Gita, in the middle of the war field. You say whatever you want to become, you can become. What are the two things? But tell me, to sum up, you tell me, what is that I have to do? Then Sri Krishna told, almost at the end of Bhagavad Gita, in the last slokas of the 700 slokas, he said, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairage tu grahyate. Grahya means you can get it because of two things. Only two things you follow. One is abhyas, that is practice. You tell your mind that I have to do it and start doing good things, irrespective of the result. Karmani eva adhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana. You have control only on what you are doing, what you are contributing. You are what you contribute. Giving is living. So you have control on what you are doing. You don't have control on the result. Result is in my hands. It is God's hands. So you do good things. Abhyasam is required. Practice. Second one is irrespective of the result. You do this thing regularly. The second one is vairagyena tu grahyate. What is required is vairagya. Vairagya means detachment. Throughout, if you keenly observe Bhagavad Gita, then throughout it is a Arjuna, detachment, detachment, detachment. You are a part of this family. You are a part of this world. At the same time, you observe this world from as an external person only. So don't get too much entangled into these attachments. So this is the ultimate of knowledge. This detachment you have to practice. So one is abhyasam, practice. Second one is with deep involvement. Saisave Abhyasta Vidyanam. Second one is when you are focusing on a particular thing, don't bother about the other things of the world. Forget your family, forget your atmosphere, forget the circumstances. That is vairagyam. As though you are no way connected to this world, materialistic world. With that aspect you have, if you have these two things, you will get all the things that you desire. Then Arjuna asked in the last sloka, 700 sloka, shall I get success? Then Krishna replied, this is the last line of the second line of the last 700th sloka of Bhagavad Gita. He says, you will get success. Not only success, you will get two more things. That means the three are that you get if you practice this are Tatra Srihi Vijayaha Bhuti Dhruvani Tirmatir Mama. Tatra Sri Vijayor Bhuti Dhruvani Tirmatir Mama. Tatra means in that situation if you practice, you will get three things. Srihi. Srihi means wealth. You will get gold. You will get land. You will get cash. Second one is success. Whatever you do, you will be successful. But these two are not sufficient. The Bible says, man lives not by bread alone. We need to be honored. If you are a rich person and if you are not honorable, That is the greatest tragedy of life. So, if you have wealth and success, it is not sufficient. That is not life. Your birth may be common, but death must be history. 300 years after your death also, you must be remembered by this world. People should construct your temples in their hearts. That is life. So Sri Krishna said, in addition to Srihi and Vijayaha, you will get Bhuti. Bhuti means Aishwarya. What is that Aishwarya? If you take a small baby into your hands and when the baby giggles, you will enjoy that wealth. You cannot calculate that happiness. Every person cannot enjoy the smile of that child. So if you can enjoy the smile of a child also, that is Bhuti, that is Aishwarya, that is a blessing. Similarly, if you are seeing a tree and enjoying, losing yourself, melting yourself in enjoying the beauty of the tree, that is Aishwarya. When after your office work, when you are coming back to your family, you have the love of your family showering on you. That is Aishwarya. In addition to money and success, you should have all these beauties of life also. That people should honor you. Children should receive you with open arms. That side of Aishwarya also you should have. So, as a teacher, my blessings to you also are that you also will get all these three. Srihi, Vijayaha, and Bhuti. This is Nishchayam, 100%. So, there is no doubt about it. If you have faith in that. A doubt creates a mountain, but the faith tunnels through that mountain.
Wow.
So, if you have faith in God and the good things that you are doing, then nobody in this world can stop you. You all have a glorious future, and I'm sure that you and because of you, every member of the Awakening Group has a glorious future. On behalf, I bless everyone because I'm a teacher. While talking, I always treat the other person as a student. So my blessings to you are, I bless you. Ayushman Bhava. Lead a long, healthy life.